Your dog does not read your mind, but sometimes it feels like they do. You walk into the room and say nothing. You smile like everything is normal. You place your keys down. You sit on the sofa, and before any human asks what happened, your dog is already staring at you, not at your face only, not at your hands only, but at all of you. The way you breathe, the way you move, the way your body smells, the way silence sits around you. Most people think dogs only notice sadness when we cry, but that is the easy part. A crying human is obvious. A shaking voice is obvious. A closed bedroom door is obvious. The strange part is what happens before that, when you are trying to hide it, when your face says fine, when your voice says normal, when your body says something else. Because your dog lives in a world we barely understand. Humans enter a room and look. Dogs enter a room and read the air. To us, smell is background noise. To a dog, smell is information. It is a map. It is memory. It is history. It is emotion leaking through the skin. Your clothes tell where you went. Your shoes tell what ground you touched. Your hands tell what you handled. Your breath tells what your body is doing. Your sweat may tell what your nervous system is feeling. So when your dog sniffs you after a hard day, they are not being random. They are opening a book you did not know you were writing. And the title of that book might be Stress. Scientists have tested this in a very careful way. They collected breath and sweat from people when they were calm. Then, they collected samples again after those people became stressed. The dogs were not shown faces. They were not hearing emotional voices. They were not watching crying or panic. They were only smelling. And still, trained dogs could tell the difference. That means stress is not only something you feel. Stress can become a chemical signal, a signal in breath, a signal in sweat, a signal your dog may notice long before your friends do. That does not mean your dog knows your thoughts. Your dog does not know the exact sentence inside your head. They do not know that your boss was rude. They do not know that a bill worried you. They do not know that you smiled at someone while feeling broken inside. But they may know that your body changed. And for a dog, that is enough. Because dogs are not built to understand human explanations. They are built to notice human states. Calm human, angry human, tired human, leaving human, sick human, stressed human, safe human. Something changed. That is the message. And this is where the story becomes deeper. A newer study found that the smell of human stress may even affect how dogs behave in a task. Dogs exposed to stress odor became more cautious with uncertain food locations. In simple words, the smell of stress did not just enter the nose. It may have changed the dog's decision. That is powerful, because it means your emotional state may not stay inside you. It may enter the room. It may enter your dog's body. It may change how they explore. It may change how they wait. It may change how they approach the world. This is why a tense home can create a tense dog. Not always, not in every case, but often enough to matter. Dogs do not only live in our houses, they live inside our emotional weather. If the air of the home is calm, the dog learns calm patterns. If the air is sharp, loud, and unpredictable, the dog learns that too. They hear the door slam. They smell the stress. They watch the shoulders tighten. They hear the voice change. They see humans stop moving normally. And slowly, the dog starts reading the house like a storm map. This is not magic. It is survival. Long before dogs slept on sofas, their ancestors lived near groups. In a group, tension mattered. If one body became alert, others noticed. If one animal smelled fear, danger might be near. If one human near the fire suddenly became stiff, quiet, and strange, the world outside the fire may have changed too. A dog-like animal that noticed those signals had an advantage. It could stay close. It could become cautious. It could look toward the dark. It could survive. So maybe your dog's sensitivity is not just cuteness. Maybe it is an ancient system still working in a modern living room. Today, there may be no predator outside. There may be no dark forest. There may be no campfire. There may only be you, sitting quietly after a bad day. But your dog's old brain does not say, "This is modern stress." It says, "My human has changed." And that is why they come closer. Sometimes they place their head on your knee. Sometimes they sit across the room and watch. Sometimes they sniff your hands. Sometimes they follow you more than usual. Sometimes they become quiet. Sometimes they become restless. Different dogs answer the signal differently. A confident dog may move closer. An anxious dog may become more nervous. A sensitive dog may seem to absorb the mood. A trained service dog may learn to respond before a person fully notices what is happening. But even an ordinary pet dog may notice more than we think. Not because they are angels, not because they are therapists, because they are dogs. And dogs are specialists in human change. They study your routine. They learn your morning face. They know your leaving shoes. They know the difference between kitchen steps and bedtime steps. They know the sound of the treat packet. They know the sound of the suitcase. They notice the missing piece. That is the hidden version of you, the version your words cover, the version your smile hides, the version your body cannot fully disguise. And maybe that is why dogs feel so emotionally powerful to humans, because a dog does not need your perfect explanation. A dog does not ask for the correct sentence. A dog does not require you to name the feeling. They simply notice that you are not the same. Then they stay. That staying is what makes the bond feel ancient. Humans hide pain from other humans all the time. We say, I am fine. We say, nothing happened. We say, I am just tired. But the body keeps speaking. And somewhere near our feet, an animal is listening with its nose. So the next time your dog stares at you after a hard day, do not rush past it. Maybe they are not being needy. Maybe they are not being strange. Maybe they found the version of you that you were trying to hide. Not the story, not the thought, not the secret, but the feeling your body released into the air. Your dog does not smell your mind, but sometimes they smell the truth before you are ready to say it. And maybe that is why they feel less like pets and more like witnesses, quiet witnesses, ancient witnesses, furry little witnesses to the emotional life we try so hard to hide.